Hello, welcome everyone on the Pizza Under the Saddle movie blog. Sergio Leone made the movie The Fistful of Dollars in 1964, which became an overwhelming success. Although it was not the first spaghetti western, it is only the first in that it has achieved resounding international success. After that, spaghetti westerns became dominant players in the cinema palette for years, dating back to the 70s. The Italians have shown they can make a good western, and the phone rang in Rome, and the general public was buying it, and in less than 10 years the Italian had shot hundreds of spaghetti westerns and proved they could be counted on. Luciano Vincenzoni, who was only referred to the script doctor, wrote the script in just 9 days. The post-production it was later completed by Sergio Donati. What was certain was the larger budget was available to the director, a volcanic city set up in the southern Spain. In addition, they managed to contract the cream of the actors palette of this time, such as Klaus Kinski, Luigi Pistilli, and of course to the two returners, Clint Eastwood and Gianmario Volonté. In addition, the emperor of the genre, Leevancleef, was contracted. To illustrate how big name Leevancleef was in a plethora of spaghetti westerns, though the genre somewhat squeezed him in exchange for him to become his king in return. The second part of Dollar trilogy was written with him, Per qualche dollaro in più, also English name for a few dollars for more. The year is 1965. Sergio Leone used the material resource of the production very wisely. In this case, The Fistful of Dollars, because of the small budget, it was a claustrophobic feeling, as if the whole thing was taking place in the Sauk village. It is not longer present here. The whole environment is barren and big, beautiful wildwest towns, steam locomotives, pubs with piano, girls, whiskey, horses. Here the whole experience expands. We get more space. An important mode addition is the extent to which Ennio Morricone composed testosterone-smiling music with the drum and the flute, very lavish background. It follows the something overwhelming about the atmosphere it carries, which retains its seriousness and toneness all the way, and stays hard until it stops on the ground of reality. I also find the dynamics of the film great. The three main characters open up with great input and understandable motivation. The story in brief. Two bounty hunters pick up blood prices. One Monco in the role of Clint Eastwood and the other, Douglas Mortimer, in the role of Leevancleef. Ellie and Dio, played by Gianmario Volonté, are released from prison and two men follow his teams. However, I would like to note that Indio's characters is already much more complex, and one of the best written negative characters in the genre. The inner mental anguish on the person can be felt, but after all, cynical surface lies a remorse that he does not utter, but makes us feel. Specifically, the character's behavior is shown to us on a psychological level. Gianmario Volonté's place is clearly on a pair with The Fistful of Dollars, and the scenario helps. There's a crazy attitude in his character that makes it quite scary. Escaped by Clint Eastwood, Monco is a bit more attached and now distributes bullets and slaps much more proactively than in the previous film. And Leevancleef's character is both responsible for the emotional charge and the role of the teacher's old-gun hero. And then why an important element of the drama? For me, it becomes the most prominent of the three films here, and no, I think the personal drama. She builds intelligently. Also, it's not surprise on the case of the Leone work that she doesn't have a female character. This not mean to the work is not respected by the women, because it appears as a motivation for the revenge. But is it a work about man for man? If we observe, there is not a moment of squinting, frightening, hissing, or helpless behavior through the 2 hours. It is a rock-hard tale of what word man means. It is a great example of how a real man shows emotions. And I really like the way the whole story is built. The clash of characters is also parried writing. My big favorite scene is the night meeting of Monko and Mortimer and the professionalism of Leone that suggests to us Mortimer's motivation to bake the clicker only the very end. And then there's also the mention the fantastic final showdown. After a half century, for a few dollars more, it's a full of iconic, bony epic scenes. I really like how sophisticatedly every moment is portrayed. My big favorite is how Indio talks about the safe in the pulpit. It is just brilliant. Demandingly anti-deserved actions, framed with a very good story, and ending that won't let go after years. To these days, it persists. It is a quite simply captivating and tireless. For me, 98% because it's very hard to tell the difference between the best. And anyone who hasn't seen it definitely a replacement because it's an unmissable experience. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you. Buona giornata a tutti.